Inofita has all the things you'd expect from a luxury Greek resort: sunshine, olive groves, vineyards. But behind the idyllic shade of the grapevines, a refugee camp for one group of nationals the world has forgotten.
The driver is coming, he said, "You have ticket." I said, "No, I didn't ticket because I'm refugee." He said, "Where are you from?" I said, "I'm from Afghanistan." He said, "Afghanistan is no refugee. Refugee just from Syria."
2 years since the EU struck a deal with Turkey to reduce the number of migrants arriving in Greece, aid groups say the some 62,000 migrants who remain there are suffering from depression, anxiety and post-traumatic stress.
Σε μεγάλο ποσοστό, η αυξανόμενη μέρα με τη μέρα ευαλωτότητά τους φέρνει σε κατάσταση έντονης ψυχικής δυσφορίας, σπρώχνει τους ανθρώπους στη βία, τις ουσίες και το αλκοόλ. Οι ψυχολόγοι μας στη Λέσβο είδαν τους ασθενείς με συμπτώματα άγχους και κατάθλιψης να αυξάνονται κατά 150%. Τους ασθενείς με διαταραχή μετατραυματικού στρες να πολλαπλασιάζονται.
أول مرة هوني بعدين حاولنا بالمرة الثانية كان بالنقطة محل ما موجودين كان في 58 شخص. صرت أبكي وخفت إن نحن كلياتنا بالفيلم إني معناتها نحن ما رح نوصل لهيك.
Memories of war and its escape, as well as poor living conditions and the risk of being shipped back to Turkey, lead some refugees to resort to drug and alcohol abuse, self-harm and suicide attempts. Trying to treat the trauma, Acupuncturists Without Borders. They say it's not just about taking care of the individual. Trauma can filter down into entire communities, nations, and future generations.
I've met numerous men, particularly who obviously had suffered a lot of violence, physical violence, before they came to Greece. Bullet wounds, scarring on the bodies from violent injuries. So our acupuncture work here is really directed toward helping with pain control as well as trauma.
He basically pointed at a big pipe and showed me that something like that hit his back about 5 years ago, and that's all I needed to know. Didn't ask any other questions and proceeded to give him a massage on his back, which was really, really tight. A lot of pathology I could feel there, and fortunately I provided him with some relief, and my follow-up today with him as he's feeling much better.
Acupuncturists Without Borders are training, coordinating and inspiring their local counterparts, Greek acupuncturists who want to help those worse off than them, despite their own difficult economic situation.
We are trying to help the refugees that have came in this camp, to give them a little moment of quiet and peace, to help them with their very basic problems with their sleep, also to treat some pain cases, just to help them.
Amy Schroeder is an American volunteer, well known by now in Greek refugee camps. She vowed to keep coming back ever since she heard those living there were afraid of being left behind.
I think it's just so hard to see people that you feel just so equal to, who have become friends, to just have to stay here and not have the freedom and mobility to leave as we are with our passports to move and go home and travel and do all that we want to do.
Incidents of infighting, protests and sexual harassment in the camps have left many to fear for their safety.
لا لأن نحن هربنا من الموت. هن بس يحسوا فينا إن نحن لو قدرانين نرجع على سوريا لأن نحن كنا عايشين ما كنا اجينا لهون، ما كنا غامرنا بحياتنا بقلب البحر إنه ممكن نموت ما في غير السماء والبحر واجينا لهون.
Acupuncture may meet the essential survival needs of desperate refugees, but bigger, more long-term traumas and challenges that are harder to address have been left untreated for those who have been forgotten in Greece.